Welcome to Therapist Uncensored, a podcast where therapists freely speak their minds about real-life matters.
Hi, welcome back to Therapist Uncensored. I'm Ann Kelly.
And I'm Sue Marriott. You may have noticed we've been doing a couple of replays. We've been on a bit of a hiatus, if you might call it that.
Which is kind of funny that our hiatus just sort of coincidentally hit in August. Did you know that there's a book called August that is the month that everybody's therapist takes off? I don't know if you knew that, so I just now connected. We've been on a hiatus for August.
Yeah, particularly psychoanalysts.
That's true.
So we didn't consciously do that. I think we did it because we kind of collapsed. We've had a little bit of a rough year, and we did consciously decide to pull ourselves together a little bit and take some time to reflect and be really conscious at the end of the season to be thoughtful and mindful about what we were wanting to do going forward. Not whether or not we wanted to do it. We knew we wanted to go forward with the podcast, but we wanted to be really thoughtful about how we wanted to do it, and also take some time to be with our families and take care of our puppies and our kittens and be close. There's been several unexpected losses. We've had some deaths. It was actually a year ago even that we had Harvey, and our families were affected by Harvey and actually continue to be, unfortunately.
Still some home displacement happening in our families, and everybody has things behind the scenes that we just, that's just life, and you're coping and you keep moving forward and enjoying and being engaging. This year's been particularly difficult, and I think it's sort of culminated in this most recent loss, which was very intense, and we just needed some time to reflect and do what we preach, and that is to go and really take care of ourselves and tune in, right?
That's exactly. And the reason we're sharing this with you right now, this kind of behind the scenes look, is that we wanted to walk the walk, and we ask you always to do that, to be reflective and to be honest with yourself and with people that are close to you. And so that's why we want to actually do that with you. And we felt like it was worth it to share it with you. And that's really why, is like we felt it. We wouldn't be authentic. This is about authenticity and about relationality. And so we felt it worth it to kind of tell you that there's stuff going on. This is why we're doing it. And so it's a double message. We're taking a moment to catch our breath and to heal and to be close and to plan. And so the other half of the message is we're excited, actually. So we're not quite sure when we're going to come back and we're actually already recording for season 3. We've got a couple in the can.
We have a couple really good ones in the can
That's
right now,
right.
actually, that we're excited about.
So, but what we can guarantee you, we don't know when it's going to be, but when it is that we come back on, we can tell you that we'll be ready. And so that's exciting, and we know it's going to happen. And we have some ideas, and we want to begin to throw a few things out to you and begin to get your feedback.
Yeah, your feedback. Well, we often end our podcast with, hey, rate, review, we care, give us some feedback. And we really, really mean that. And we love the reviews that we're getting. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how much it inspired us. This feedback we're looking for is a little different. And we've been speaking in the last few podcasts about SpeakPipe, and that you could go to our website, www. I sound like a Texan every time I say that. I'm working on saying that without being a Texan.
Don't have Texas shame. Are you kidding? Texas pride.
It comes out.
www.
It comes out. therapistuncensored.com. And go there and click the blue button, and it just gives you 90 seconds.
It's like a hanging blue button on the right-hand side.
And it really literally just records you for 90 seconds, so you can go on, but it will go directly to us and we'll get the feedback. And what we're looking for, let's be really specific, because it's not just, of course, we would love you to get on there and say, hey, we love your podcast. That's always awesome. But we're actually looking for another thing too. And that is, as we reflect, and we've mentioned that we've had this loss, but we're also having rejuvenation, which loss, spurs rejuvenation. And it also spurs focus. If anybody, and I think in one of our podcasts, Candace Oswald Russell on grief, which is a great past one to listen to. Maybe we'll put that one out again. It talks about what loss brings is a rejuvenation and a refocus on what's essential and what's important. And that's part of what we're going to integrate. We're going to get really specific about what we want to do. So we would also love to hear from you guys. What's been working? What would you like more of?
Oh, I like that. So here's the question. What would you like less of? What would you like more of? And what would you like us to keep the same in the podcast?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Now, here are some specific questions, even for more, right? So here are some ideas that we're thinking of for season 3. One of them is we don't want to do ads. We haven't had a lot of luck with them. We've played around with them a little bit. We would like not to do them. We tried to do t-shirts. That wasn't super successful. I think we sold like 2.
No, we sold 7.
We did not. We sold 2. Because actually we sold 3 and one of them was to myself. So we sold 2. And thank you for those 2 people. And I know exactly who you are. Actually, I'm going to tell you. Jax, thank you, our model. And Andrea, thank you for buying the t-shirt. But that's not going to work. So as far as being able to have us not sell ads. But what we have had a lot of letters of wanting more of this and more of that. In particular, we get people excited about the material and then people want more. So there is a model where that we could, for like a monthly fee, do more advanced training and go into more depth for folks that want to do more. And that is a very viable model, and that is entirely possible. So that would be one thing. Another thing is we can do workshops, that sort of thing. So let us know what you would be interested in, like a one-time course, a webinar, or like private podcasts that are more advanced. There's kind of like a VIP model. We wouldn't call it that. That's not what I mean, but like closed Facebook groups, closed communities where that we could study and do readings together and have more access to us, direct access to us that are ongoing. I'm kind of excited about that particular idea, actually. So it would be a monthly fee that would grow community, because I love the idea of growing community, and that it could be cumulative knowledge, not just like a one-time workshop.
Deeper dives.
Right. And we'd be interested in knowing about what pricing sounds fair for that. Like that kind of feedback we'd really love.
And impending, I think what we are going to be doing is also do some workshops, because that's a really exciting idea. And so part of the information that we think we get a lot of feedback about going deeper is on the spectrum of attachment and how they relate to one another, both as individuals and for couples. So me personally would like to do a specific workshop on couples and how the attachment spectrum relates to how we relate with one another.
So you could let us know if that would be of interest to you. We're thinking about doing segments on the sessions, on the episodes, so that even if you didn't like the particular episode subject, doing like short little segments that would happen each time.
A consistent segment that you look for, that we're going to bring information directly to you.
Then we got interesting feedback about our intro. This was kind of interesting. We would like to know what you think about this. That people didn't like the idea of a man introducing us. So what do you think about that? We love Jack. We're going to keep Jack, but we've got feedback about trying to change up the intro itself and having him not directly introduce us. So is that silly? Should we keep him? Do you love the intro? Would you like to see it changed?
So information like that. So feel free to drop us a note. And if those of you that are scared to like talk on voice, and drop us an email, that would be, you could get on our website, and there's a contact us button on there, and you could drop us a note directly too. And by the way, particular topics, because we are going to venture into lots of different topics this year, and we already have some really great ones in mind. But if you have issues and topics that you want us to cover from Therapist Uncensored perspective, let us know, because we would love to hear from you.
Okay, so that's our quick behind the scenes, and we so appreciate. We've gotten like an incredible amount of feedback actually on just this August. So keep it coming, and we will keep you posted, and we will be back on the air live. In the meantime, we're going to keep doing some replays, and just know that while we are taking a break, that we are continuing to develop season 3, and we will be back on air soon.
All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you around the bend.
Therapist Uncensored is Ann Kelly and Sue Marriott. This podcast is edited by Jack Anderson.